Hello and welcome to Stitching with My Kitties, floss tube number 56. I'm Patty Penn and today is Sunday, 11 July 2026. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I love all the comments. And if you are new, I hope you like what you see here. And if you do, please like and subscribe and comment. I'm trying to grow my channel, and every comment that I get, every share that I get, subscription that I get just helps out a whole lot. So thank you for considering. Let's see, life update. Work slowed down towards the end of the week last week, so that was good. And Thursday night, actually late Thursday evening, afternoon, Niecy Lynn called me. And she said, I had to call you today before James Williams gets home because he's been asking me if I'd talk to you every night all week long. And I said, okay, what does James Williams need? They were watching, I believe it's a British series. I'm not positive on that, but that's what I think it is. And some of the characters use a car service. Well, sometimes they just get in the car, and other times the driver gets out and helps them into the vehicle. And James Williams needed to know, if you had a car service, weren't they supposed to help you get in? And the answer is yes, at least for us. Rita is always here before he's scheduled to be here, always helps me in and out of the car, takes the luggage, unloads the luggage, everything. So yes, they are supposed to assist you. So Niecy got her answer, and I need to call her after I finish filming today. I do have several appointments this week. I'm ready for them. So I'm thinking that it'll be a little better. Now, I saw Marcy, she's Amnicon Studio, and she has a garden, she does garden YouTube, she has a floss tube, she knits, she crochets, she spins, she does everything. She's amazing. She lives in northern Wisconsin. Now, in my mind, that's not a real hot area to live in. Hot as in heat-related weather. I saw she posted on Instagram this morning that it's supposed to be 95 where she lives. Our high today is only 85 here in Northern Virginia. So I don't know what's going on with Mother Nature. I'm going to send her a bottle of tequila, I think. We got to get her straightened out. And then Niecy Lynn and I are gonna stitch bobble birds from Boomerang Stitches, and Christy's gonna stitch the pirate bird for our next Boomerang Stitches out. So y'all grab a Boomerang Stitches chart and stitch with us. I'm not sure exactly when we're gonna start. I need to text Christy and Niecy Lynn, because Christy was almost through with Freak for the Beak. So I don't know if she's completed that yet or not, but we'll wait for her to complete that before we start the next sow. Anyway, I did not have, I downloaded the PDFs from Boomerang Stitches website, because I really like stitching using PDFs on my Galaxy. It's like an iPad, but it's a Microsoft based, I guess. I don't know the difference, but anyway, it's not an Apple, it's something else. And I just really like doing stitching from there. I can see so much better. So when I purchased Bobble Birds, I did not download the color key chart. Don't ask me what I was thinking. And I downloaded that probably a year or more. And so I emailed Amity, that's the lady who owns Boomerang Stitches, and she had been following our Freak for the Big Sal on Instagram. I told her, that I had purchased it, but it had been quite a while back, and that I forgot to download the color key. She immediately emailed me back, sent me all the PDFs. She was just so sweet. And I also asked her if she would be upset if Niecy Lynn and I changed the colors for Bauble Birds to match our Christmas decor. And she said, of course not. I love it when people make the chart their own. So after I finish filming, I think I'm going to pull out my DMC color. I've got one of those foldable DMC color charts, if you will. And see what we want to switch the colors over to. And when I was looking, I kitted up, Marcy's doing, I'll show it to you, I forgot the name of it now. It's by Lumi Stitch, and it's cherries. And I was pulling fabric for that. And I found a beautiful piece of green solid fabric flare that I would love to do Bauble Birds on. But I'm gonna have to be real careful with the greens because this was more of a dark green. So I left it out, and once I kind of get an idea of what Niecy Lynn and I want to do, then I will do a floss toss and see, if the greens will be okay. But I think it would be so pretty on that. Oh my goodness. So anyway, so that really everything that's been going on. And my last floss tube, I was showing the table gifts that I got at StitchCon, and I forgot one because I had already put it on a project bag when I got home. So Michelle came up to me and asked me what my favorite color was and what Niecy's favorite color was. And she made me this pink zipper pull. Look, it's beautiful. I can't believe that. I'm so glad that I saw it when I was upstairs yesterday, because Michelle, this is just beautiful. Thank you so, so much. So I did want to make sure I gave Michelle a big shout out because that really, really made me happy. So I've got a little bit of happy mail. Jo Marie Hogel won something a couple weeks ago, and she sent me, and this is not expected, and is it just warms my heart when people do this, but she sent me a little thank you note and included some PET stickers. And I love to use these with my resin. And florals are just I just love flowers. Anything floral is just, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So, Jo, thank you so, so much. These look almost like pressed flowers. They're just wonderful. So I can't wait to use these. There's two more. And pink is my color, pinks and purples. So I have an idea for what I want to do with these. So Jo, thank you so much. And she had a sweet little note inside. And then my sweet friend Judy emailed me, and she had finished Abigail, one of the new Animal Cracker series that came out at Market. So she said, would I want to stitch it? And of course, I want to stitch all of, well, not all, but almost all of the Animal Crackers. I like the British series. I like just the regular Animal Crackers. So this one is for 1776 and 2026, the goat, Abigail. Isn't she cute? She's so pretty. And look at those little shoes. Just adorable. So, and then she also included a very nice postcard of, that must be in Philadelphia. What were they called? I forget. And then another little piece. But my favorite thing is, now this is very long, and I'm gonna ask Damon to mount this for me because I wanna put it on my wall at work. This is a timeline of what happened, let's see. Yes, in the US. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting this in the, I hope I'm getting it in the camera because I can't see a thing. But is that fabulous? And when I emailed her back and I told her how happy I was that she had included this, and she said, well, you know, you don't have to leave it taped together. And I said, oh no, I want it taped together because I want Damon to mount it for me so I can put it on my wall at work, because it reminds me of a lot of the financial charts that I use. And she said only I would come up with this and financial charts. But yeah, it's true. So Judy, thank you so much. You know how much I adore you. So let's see, my 2026 journal, you know, it's from My Crazy Life Lori, and I'm really enjoying this. So let's see, here's June. I think I probably showed it, but I don't think it was completed last time I had a floss tube. And then here's the inner pages. And then here's July. And look, Joe, I used a lot of your stickers that you sent me for the 250th. I am really having a lot of fun with this. So last Sunday, I did a floss tube extra last week. So if you missed it, please go back and watch it because I finished American Sampler. And look, I even put finished American Sampler and made 2 stitchy boxes, which you'll see in a few minutes. But now today, for today, floss tube 56, and then UGG, I had to put Sentinel of 76 on timeout because I've got to frog. Yeah, I'll show you that too. That's sad. So that's my journal. And let's see, my whips. So I have 2 whips, as you know. I'm doing the Annie B's pairs with Lisa that Niecy Lynn and I met at Stitch Carolinas. So Niecy Lynn, Lisa and I are doing it, and I follow her on Insta, but I forget, she's Lulu something, Loulou, but I forget what else it is. Anyway, so we're doing the sunshine pairs. Now this is an exclusive at GaRon Stitchery. I will link them below. So we were supposed to start these on, I think July the 1st. Of course, I didn't write that part down on my, you know, because I do try to keep up with everything. So I'm stitching this on Fabrics by Stephanie, 36 count Jack's Rum. And the chart calls for 32 count Jack's Rum, 1 strand over 2 threads. Well, this is the loosest linen I've ever tried to stitch on. It is so loose. And then you've got the softness of the silks, because I'm using the called for Dinky Dye silks. And it's just, it's trying for me. I might not use any more. I still have some Jack's Rum left. I may put that in a share. After I get these done, we'll see what I'm thinking. Or maybe I'll try some DMCs or cottons and see if that works any better. But anyway, last week I had that much done, and then this week I've got another set of the leaves in. So the pair that I'm working on, this happens to be the same thing that Niecy Lynn's working on, is this one here with the little basket. So I'll probably stitch on that for the rest of the day because Sentinels of 76 Sal that Janet of All Trades, and I are doing together, hosting on Facebook. Well, I got down, I started at the top, probably the top right, because I'm a top right starter most of the time. So then I got all these done, and the medallions. There are, I think, 4 shades of blue and 3 shades of gold, but it is worth it. The dimension that you get is amazing. So I did all the little motifs here and started on the house. Well, that was fine. I'm sorry I keep hitting the camera. That was fine. Got the roof on, got everything, started on the house, got the first 2 rows of the red in, then started my windows. Well, I started the window 1 too many to the right. So that was fine. Okay, I remodeled my house is what I told myself. And let me just show you here. So hang on, here we go. So I remodeled my house. I have 1 extra line here and 1 there. I can live with that. I really can. So this morning I was stitching. There's only supposed to be 2 rows of the blue, that's not awning, what is that? What is that called? Window shades? I don't, anyway, I did 3. So I've got to not only pull that out, I've got to pull the entire door out and all of this red. I'm not happy. That was just dumb. I just wasn't paying attention. So now I think I'm not gonna try to frog this until tomorrow morning when I get up. We'll see. But I can't remodel the house that much. So I gotta frog the door and everything. It just, that will bother me. So that, those 2 are my whips. And for the Sentinels of 76, I hope you'll join our Sal. I'm, and that's, the charts by Happiness is Heart Made. Hey, Christy. Janet and I started this on the 14th of June. That was her birthday, and it was my mom's birthday. I'm stitching it on 46 count Eris by Mystic Fabrics. It's one of the, my fabrics of the month. Yeah, one of my fabrics of the month. And that is, I'm really, really enjoying stitching on the 46 count, but wow. Going from 46, that's very tight, very, very easy to handle, a good feel in my hand because I stitch in hand using the sewing method, to that loose Jack's Rum, oh my word, that's a nightmare. So, but I have 4 FFOs to show you. Only one of them is, well, 2 stitchy boxes and 2 pieces of counter cross stitch. So, remember when I was showing my table gifts from StitchCon, Southern Yankee Stitcher, Olivia had given me this little spool house with the cute little kitty pen. So I knew immediately that I wanted a blue stitching box for this to live in. So now it's gonna be a little difficult to hold up and show everything, but okay, here's the top. And then here is my box. And whoops, that's a mother of pearl thread keep from the attic. some of my resin pieces, a little tin. Of course, I always have to have some extra pins. My new style needle minder. Oops. Whoops. Okay, stay right there. I may have to use just a little piece of tape to kind of stabilize that, which is fine. I just think this is so cute. And I have finally figured out how to make the floss cleaners, or you use this to get the little remnants when you have to frog, to use get rid of the remnants in your on your fabric. So I finally figured out how to make these where the top the decorative top doesn't come off. I was really having trouble. They really very easily popped off, but I figured it out. So, and so one last look is just, whoops, my little mother of pearl doodad. So there you go. So there's where my spool house lives. Let's see where I can put this. I'll put it over here. And then I made this one for a friend rather. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the camera, sorry. And I hope she likes it. Here, well, let me show you. There's the front with the lady dot palms, and then here's the inside. So this is a little waxer, a little bead waxer, and all sorts of cute little things. So I hope she likes it. And a little vase of glass flowers. So I hope they make it in transit. So there's that. Then, when we were at StitchCon, we were looking at my Freak for the Beak, and I sat it down in my lap, and it was on top of a project bag. And Niecy Lynn said, "You need to make a project bag out of that," because I thought I was going to have it framed, and I even knew the frame that I was going to use at Total Framing. But I loved that idea. And then Levi was standing there talking to us, and he had this fabric. He had made a name badge holder out of this Tula Pink fabric. Well, I said, take that off your neck. I need to see something. Here you go. Freak for the Beak project bag. And I love it. This just makes me happy. And then, of course, I had to put my little resin bling on there. And then here's the scissors and scissor fob that goes with it that will live in here. Now I am going to go ahead and make an orc tray and a thread bed also. Uh-oh, I did something wrong. I sewed the back shut. This is Levi, I think I need you to come and help me here. Oh no, I don't know how I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, yikes. I don't know how I did that. Obviously, I hadn't tried to get into it before now. I think I know what I have to do. It's not going to be easy because it's all machine sewn. but I got to get into it. So on Instagram on Friday, I posted that I had taken American Sampler out to get it framed at Total Framing. And I took a picture of the molding and the fillet that we're going to use for it. And I picked up Salute to Abigail. And here she is in all of her glory. The red lacquered frame inside of the navy frame with hints of red. We thought about using this frame, but I did one that was just stars without the extra filigree. That was the same one that I used to frame We the People by Salty Stitcher Designs. And because this and American Sampler will go on the sampler wall. So I did want them to be different. So, yeah, and I do always use museum glass. So, but I am so pleased with this. It is just fabulous. So Damon will hang it up on my wall for me this week. So yay. And I need to take a picture of my sampler wall. When I get that up, I will take a picture of my sampler wall and put it on Instagram. So let's see. That was my 4 FFOs. Hope you like them. And then plans. I mentioned earlier that I kitted up Marcy's birthday set. Yes, her birthday was, this is like, I'm 2 weeks late starting, but that's okay. So this is, what is this? Cherries by Loomy Stitches. It is 60 by 57, so it's not real big. I'm gonna make mine into a pillow for my dough bowl. I put everything in my buzz bag that Niecy Lynn made me. This zipper pull is from, her name's Chrissy, or Christy rather. I'm drawing a blank. Siggy's Closet, because you know I love her stuff. So there's the bell pull, and then you know Niecy lined it for me. I forgot. Hang on a minute. I have the scissors right here. I didn't put the scissor fob on the scissors because they were down here. Because I just got them, and they were down here waiting to be shown on this floss tube. So here we go. So there's my scissor fob for my honeybee scissors that will go in my buzz bag. Here are the floss colors. There's the little floss bling that I made from, that's just some resin with a little bee charm in there. That's really glaring. I don't know why it shouldn't glare that bad. And then I am stitching it on 36 count fabric flare solid marabou. So it's just a beautiful pink. And I think the colors will be very pretty. I think the light pink, I might have to change that maybe to a little lighter pink. I'll have to see. So I'm anxious to get this started. And then I've already talked about I was going to work on the conversion for bauble birds and then figure out what I'm going to stitch it on. I need to pull some of my linens too to see if there's a different color other than that solid green fabric flare. That's 36 count. And I don't care if it's 36, 40, 46. I just, you know, I like stitching on all of those. Then I want to get back to Janet Irving also. That's the sow that I'm doing with Karen Grapp. And if any of you decide to join us, please remember Jean Farish, the designer, that is one of her family samplers. So one of her ancestors, and she has volunteered to do a Zoom call with us to talk about the history of the Janet Irving sampler. So think about it and let me know. Okay, I've got a little bit of haul, not a whole lot. I have been in Hands-On Designs Patreon Christmas Ornament Club since it started, what, 6 months ago maybe? And there's a new series, excuse me. I'm just like Dottie. If I don't drop something, it's not a floss tube. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So, the next one is the Quilted Gingers collection, and this is the first one. It's not too late to join. There is a secret code to the secret shop every month where if you didn't start in the beginning and you want some of the older charts that was through Patreon, you can go and purchase them there. And she is working with Steph of Lindy Stitches, and they're offering the finishing pack, the mat boards, any fabrics that you might need, flosses. So I got the finishing fabric. I'm just going to use my own linens. I got the finishing fabrics. I think I ordered the flosses. I ordered the mat boards this time, and the doodads. I think that's what she calls them, doodads. You know, the palms and everything. So that's gonna be fun. And then from Crazy Annie's, I'm in the Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery houses on Stitchery Lane, and we got chart number 6 of 9, and this is Thimble House. And I'm gonna stitch mine all together. So I will wait and see what all of them look like. She originally charted them in Roxy Floss Co. I'm hesitant to order because of the she's in Canada. She and Evertotes, Carrie and oh my goodness, I forgot the other lady's name. Anyway, but I do like Roxy Floss Co. floss, so I don't know if I'll order them or not. I need to just reach out and see what's going on. She also charted them in Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works. There might even be some Gast in there. Yep, so, and DMC. So I think that'll be a really fun grouping. Then I got my, I'm in Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month Club. That's where I got the Eris that I'm stitching Sentinels of 76 on. So I get both the brights and the neutrals. And this month the bright was Merlot. A beautiful, beautifully modeled pink and burgundy. And then look at this, Teddy for the neutral. And Niecy Lynn, I think she gets 36 count and in the neutrals. But the modeling this month is just amazing. And that color's showing up pretty true to life too. But look at that. So I was originally getting 46 count with Mystic Fabrics. I switched that to 40 count a couple of months ago because I was getting 40 count with Atomic Ranch, and I switched that to 46 count. Then Bestitch Me had some ready to ship fabric. She had sent out an email blast. So I did get a few pieces, and she was so sweet. She sent me some silks, some overdyed silks, which are beautiful. I got 1/4 yard of 40 count cardinal. And I already had a piece of cardinal, but this is such a good red, especially for Christmas. And then I also ordered 40 count fat quarter of opalized cardinal, opal cardinal, and I'm not real pleased with it. I don't know what I was expecting, but you know, if the right thing comes along, it'll be perfect, right? Then look at this, Threads of Liberty. And this is 40 count. Is that fantastic or what? You know me, I just love color anyway, and oh my word. So I've got to come up with something really, really special to stitch on this. And then I got opalescent toe beans, and I do like this one. It's so cute. I have toe beans, but I didn't have it in the opalescent. And I think I like this because it's not nearly as stark. The fabric is lighter than the opalescent cardinal, and this just is too shiny or something for me. But I do love my toe beans. So that is pretty. Something really springy or for Easter would look great. And then I got Neptune, opalescent Neptune. And I like this one. So it's just, I think it's just on the red. It's just too blingy for me, if you can imagine that. And lastly, I got 40 count honey. And this will make a beautiful sampler. A beautiful sampler. In fact, I got the PDF download from the attic. I love their new online shopping. That is wonderful. I had ordered Ann Watson, 1839. She's the 2026 Queen of the May. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful chart. But I wasn't sure if I was going to stitch it on 40 count or 46 count. So I got both the 103s and the Verissois Soie d'Argent. But I'm wondering, what do you think about this on that honey? I don't know, those golds might not look too good. And that's, this is showing up a little oranger on camera. Oh, it looks much better in real life. Those golds and yellow greens don't show up so weird. And then here's the 103s. It's still showing up orangey. It's not that dark, so we'll see. So that was another, and then let's see. Oh, from Annie's, Crazy Annie's, she also has the Spotlight Designer Spotlight every month, and I get the chart and the flosses. And this month it was Manny Didonna, America the Beautiful Pillow. And I'm sorry I didn't take that out of the. I love the big sunflowers, and look at the chicken. And then there are the DMC, called for DMCs. And then, I'm not sure where I got this, but it's a turtle in a box. It's a turtle in a box. That's just funny. And then lastly, I showed you my honeybee scissors that I got. Those came from 123 Stitch. Then I got this is Under the Sea, I think. That's what, yeah, it's Under the Sea. I don't know if you can see that or not. And these scissors are all 4 pair, are from Dinky Dye. And then of course I had to get Black Kitties. Aren't they cute? And then the butterflies. Because you know me and my butterflies. So that is my haul. I told you I didn't have a lot and that this wouldn't be a real long video, and it's not. So let's see, I need to kind of move some stuff around here because I want to go over. I have some shares. I pulled the winners from last week. I'm still confounded about my project bag that I sewed closed. Levi, I need your help. How am I geez. All right, let me see if I can get some stuff over here. I don't want to drop anything or knock anything over. Niecy Lynn's always talking about tumping things over, and I had never heard that word before, tump, T-U-M-P, tump. The other day I figured out, I think it is a bastardization of turned over and dumped out, tumped. I don't know, but I just have a funny feeling that could be where that came from. So I'm still moving things around. Bear with me, oh Lord, I don't want to drop do not want to drop Salute to Abigail, that's for sure. Okay. Well, where did I put my notes? Okay, I drew the winners and I put the notes somewhere, but where I put them, they're buried under all the stuff that I have piled up. Well, where could those things have gone? Did they get mixed up? You know, if you saw Niecy Lynn's latest floss tube, oh well, did I tell it? First off, I was watching Niecy Lynn the other day, and the floss tube had finished, and I went on to something else, and Damon was in the kitchen. He said, "You mean you're not going to continue to watch your friend Niecy Lynn and her Boston accent?" I said, "No." So he thinks he's so funny. He's not. I got news for him. Hang on, I'm still looking. Oh, here they are. I found it. I moved it to the chair by accident. Okay. Last call. If Tanya Bertolo and Donna Abbotsway do not contact me before my next floss tube, which is July the 25th, I think that's right. Yeah, July the 25th. I'll put these back in for a new giveaway. But Christmas Moon by Stitches by Ethel. I had 2 of these, and the keyword was moon. And Tanya Bertola. Please email me, pattypen199@msn.com, or better yet, Instagram at pattypen4, and that's PATTYPENN. And then Donna Abbotsway 3552, wintergreen, and the key word was winter. Another beautiful I would stitch this really on really high count and make it into an ornament, and it even comes with the little beads and holly leaf. Okay, our shares from last week. I was going to show the whole thing, and now I've misplaced part of it. That's, oh, here it is. Okay, so Sparkle, the frog, and all of the other goodies. Zipper pull, scissor fob, needle minder, and floss ring, and the frog. Well, here, I guess he should go like this. The keyword was sparkle, and Deb Smith 9332. Congratulations, you get this week's sparkle share, or last floss tubes, I guess I should say. So I do all of my shipping on Fridays because I telework, so I can, you know, have get them all boxed up and put on the porch for the mail carrier to pick it up. And then the second was Puppy. Again, all the goodies, along with the new needle minder. And the keyword was puppy, and that goes to Jo Marie Hogle, 1980. Congratulations, Jo. And then I think the Tutti Frutti one was my favorite. I really do. And that is the multicolored Tutti Frutti with all the floss bling and everything. And that goes to Glenda Mitroff, 2321. Congratulations, everyone. Now, I am almost positive I have all three of your addresses, but if you don't mind, you can email me or DM me on Insta, and I will take care of that this coming Friday. So we have 3 shares this week. I showed this, I bought this at StitchCon by Bent Creek, Kitty Cat Row. I did not check my phone because I use X Stitcher to track everything. I already had it. So the keyword for Kitty Cat Row is the word row, R-O-W. Then I have a piece of 14 count opalescent Aida, 14 count Aida, opalescent, white opalescent. It's 14 by 14 and a half. I don't stitch on Aida anymore, so I just want to share it. The key word, again, is sparkle, because it's beautiful. And lastly, one of the ladies at Stitch Carolinas, this was a chart that was given to us in our goodie bag. And it's Priscilla's portrait by the Stitching Kitten Designs. And one of the ladies said that she wouldn't stitch it and would I like to have her copy. So I'm sharing that copy with one of you. And the keyword is kitty, if you would like Priscilla's portrait. And this looks like it was probably stitched, yeah, it was stitched on brown perforated paper, 14 count brown perforated paper, stitched 3 strands over 1. It finished at 14.6 by 7. The thread count is 65 by 99. I'm thinking I might want to stitch it on, see what fabric flares I've got in purples, because I just like that. and then either make it into a pillow or have it framed. What do you think? I like that on that purple. So we'll see. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else that I am leaving out? Oh, and if you would, please, only be a U.S. resident for the shares. The international shipping is just way too expensive. U.S. Postal, I'm sure all of you know, I think a first class stamp, just to mail a letter, is now 84 cents or 89 cents. Since I get the forever stamps, I never remember what the price is anymore, but postage is going up. So U.S. residents only, please. And with that, I will say I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks. Please like, subscribe, share, comment on the video, and let me know what you think about Priscilla's portrait, stitching it on some kind of pretty purple. And have a great 2 weeks, and see ya. Bye.